people don't really think that that's domestic violence. It is. When somebody begins to verbally abuse you, you begin to lose your self worth. You're not confident in yourself.
No, hello, no. Hello. Let
Hi.
me cut you short a bit. We had a technological issue when we started. I didn't know it wasn't showing in my family robust group on YouTube, but we had audience in the other face. But for the sake of, I'll still correct the issue anyway, but I want you to quickly, it's working well for us actually, because we had some breaks, some cracks because of the network. So I'll just like to do a brief introduction about you, then you continue, because your story is so real, Hello, my viewers. This is Janet Ajobiewe. I'm a family coach and I'm a rescue agent on a global mission. If you are still watching me, I'm sorry I couldn't broadcast at the same time I said I would do. I'm broadcasting to different streams. So that's why this issue came up. We came in through only one stream, leaving the other two out. So I'm so sorry, my viewers on YouTube. I'm sorry, my viewers on Family Robust Facebook group. You have not missed anything. You have not missed, because she's just trying to give us a story, what really happened to her, that she was a believer. She's still a believer, a young girl married into the marriage as a novice. IJ is really loaded. She's spiritual. So from what she has said, it's not about I don't know God. No, that one is another case. She knew God before in fact, she got married to a believer too. And imagine, how could a believer, now that we are talking about a believer, a sound person, a sound believer. Oh God. Noble, please, I want you to just give me a recap of what you said. What really caused the violence? Kindly just give me a recap. Thank you, for the sake of my viewers. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mbe.
Okay. So I would just give a little recap. I was just one very young girl. At that time, I was 22. Being 22 years old, I wasn't exposed. And my family were all girls. We're six girls and a boy. And my mom was very, very strict. And I, I got into school. I became an executive in my campus fellowship. So I was really like one of those people who people will look at it and be like, I beg, not them, not them. I was really one of those campus fellowship church girls. Um, so as soon as I graduated, I just felt like, you know what, I've checked out this box, and the next thing I was really ready and wanted to do was to marry. And my very good friend's brother came along. Um, and then that was it. I didn't really know him. Our relationship was basically long distance relationship. And for me, that was the first relationship that was the first relationship I had. I had no prior relationship, like sexual relationship or anything. I was just one of those girls who had decided, you know what, I want to keep myself. God, keep domestic violence situation. And I've really shared about, my story kind of a little bit. And I just shared how I did not know myself. I was this kind of a person who was, if you ask me to jump, I will ask you how high. I am always very fearful. I had low self-worth. Like I had this low self-worth so much. But getting into the marriage, this person who was supposed to be the love of my life, like he was much older than me. He was about like 13 years age difference. The age isn't really the problem, but I just felt like, well, if he's much more older, he will treat you better. All those things are basically myth. But one thing I want to encourage any young adult listening to me, please marry your best friend. And one of the things I mentioned before, please have a mentor. Have a mentor you can always talk to. Have a mentor you can always share personal things with. And I was mentioning, I had people who would tell me, I had Apostle Joshua Salman as my mentor. I have, Chris Yakalome as my mentor. Yes, those people are awesome to have as your mentor. But have, can you relate with them one on one? Can you call them at certain points? Can you, but if everything is no, like if you can't really call them, if you can't relate with them, if you can't have access to them when you want to, then please have a godly mentor. I know they're godly. I love them. I love them so much. I listen to them a lot. I hold them in high esteem. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, please have somebody you can always relate with. Somebody you can always call on the phone and be like, I want to share something personal with you. Are you around? I want to come over. I think it's something we talk face to face. That's really, have a mentor. For me, he said something that was a big red flag, and that was really what I talked about before you guys joined, especially for those of you who were on YouTube. He said to me, when I asked him, I'm like, sorry, I haven't been in any relationship. Like, I had friends, but nothing sexual, nothing like that. I'm like, why are you interested in me? Like, why me? And he said something that, you don't have ideology, you don't have principles, you know? And I didn't understand it. Because if I had a mentor, I would have shared it with him or her and be like, hey, this is really what this person said. But now that I understand it, I've gotten to know that he said he wanted a couch, he wanted a log of wood for a wife. He wanted somebody that, even if it's an animal like a goat, right? Goat or have ideologies, because there's a way you push them, they will react. But for me, he just wanted a chair where whenever you come, you just do whatever. So that's the kind of person that he said I don't have ideology. And honestly, I haven't discovered myself. I do not know who I am. I haven't discovered myself. I didn't have confidence in myself. The only thing I knew how to do is I knew how to keep the house clean. I know how to cook. I just know how to do those house chores. But those knowledge, yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Those are plus, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's really not enough. You just have to do your self work. You have to really really know who you are. And I mentioned that before when I said that you just have to really understand yourself. The Bible says you are beautiful as a young adult. You're not just beautiful, you are wonderfully made, which means everything on you, everything you have is wonderful. You don't really need anybody to come and tell you you're beautiful and then your head is popping over like, oh my God, he said I'm beautiful. Hey, you are beautiful already. Okay? So I just really want you to get to know who you are. Like you are just that sometimes when we don't know who we are, we just kind of like we shortchange ourselves. So most times when we don't really know who we are, we shortchange ourselves. You're carrying something that you don't really know that value. You don't know that what you carry is priceless. So I just want us to really get to know who we are. Get to really understand yourself in God. Get to know your self-worth. Knowing it in God. Knowing whose daughter you are, whose son you are. You're the daughter of the Most High God. You're the son of the Most High God. And when you understand this, your approach is going to be different. In fact, the way you view life is going to be different. So this is really one of the areas I did not know. And that was why, so when I got into the marriage, little things became challenges in the marriage. Little things from toothpaste. So he likes toothpaste to be pushed from how you push toothpaste from the bottom up. And me, I just like it to just press the toothpaste from the middle and just brush my teeth and go. And those little things became problems. He always likes to keep certain things a certain place. And it must be that place. In fact, the slippers, that slipper has to be like that. You scatter the slippers and put it and fold it together like this, it's going to be a problem. we have different backgrounds, and for me, I was trying as much as I could to learn his ways, and it was different. It was difficult. It was challenging. I didn't have that room to grow because I wanted to really get so I can be used to like understand him really well, and he wasn't adjusting to me to my it's all about compromise. So we're gonna just keep coming. He will keep coming. I'll keep coming until we meet that one equilibrium point. But he wasn't ready to do that. Until when the verbal abuse started. I didn't know verbal abuse was domestic violence. It started when I cook, and people will be like, "Oh my God, your wife cooks so well," and he will be like, "Please forget that. She just kind of like did well in this one because you guys were coming, especially if we have guests. Those are certain things that really kind of like brings your self worth really low, and then you'll just be like, "Come, come, 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 come here." And then you'll be like, "Look at that piece of rag. This piece of rag is much more valuable you. You see this piece of rag, you can use it to clean up things, right? Messes." He said, continue to eat me up. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I am of no value. I am of no use. And from verbal abuse, it got to a point, and verbal abuse eats you up, especially when you don't really. Everybody has a way that they react to when verbal abuse. But it got to a point where I started working. Then I newly came to America, started working, and he would take my paycheck, transfer it into his account. He's only going to leave my tithe. And at that time, he was a deacon. I felt like, what, after serving God on campus, I felt like, what, I want to continue God's work. I was just like so excited. But again, like I said before, it was a long distance relationship. I didn't get to really know him. I know his other younger siblings, but this one was more of a long distance relationship. And please, guys, if you're listening to me, just be mindful of long distance relationships. Again, get a godly mentor you can share with, you can pray with, you can discuss things with. Don't do it alone. Do not do it alone. See, a lot of people have gone through certain challenges so that you will not experience what they've gone through. Like, a lot of people have really gone through some things, some stuff, and this is so you will not experience that same thing. And that was how from taking the
Noble,
money. And when I
Noble,
asked him, I was just
that's
like,
it.
travel. So I was
Okay. There's a question that popped in now to me. It says, do you need to practice sexual relationship or relationship before you go into marriage? Because we're saying that you were so naive, you didn't know a lot of things, but does it mean that one has to do some practice before you
okay.
go into marriage?
All right. Let me let me just kind of touch that area. Listen, it's you don't. Sexual relationship is different, right? It's different from. Okay, when I said let me go, I'll answer this question. You don't have to experience sexual relationship before going into marriage. For me, it was a vow I made to God. I told God I will not let any man. Yeah, like I'm keeping myself for the man I want to marry. It was a personal vow I made to God. So it's not. And for me, I really like that decision I made because I wasn't afraid of, hey, who knows if I'm pregnant? Hey, who knows if this one has happened? I've gotten STD. Hey, who knows? That fear. I didn't have that fear. Maybe he has HIV/AIDS. Oh, the condom broke inside. All those kind of fears. It was a decision I made. I said I was keeping myself because I wasn't ready because I had roommates who were doing stuff. So I wasn't ready to live that kind of life they were living because it was a life that wasn't they lived. It was just that life they were enjoying themselves. But me, I dedicated my life to God. So what I mean by that, I wasn't street smart. I wasn't exposed, and one of the reasons is there's certain people, right, who that even though they kept themselves, but they are street smart in the sense that maybe they have male brothers, right? Brothers who are like boys, guys. Through their brothers, they already understand how to deal with men. They already know how, the way my brothers do. You understand? They really kind of like know how to do. I don't think bad, but they have maybe bad friends, or they have friends. There are certain people who they are really good, but maybe they are street smart in some ways. I don't know how to really put it, but listen, it's a no to have a prior sexual experience. I'm not a big fan of that, because I don't know what that world looks like. I haven't really experienced that. I tell you what what I know and what's smart. That wasn't what made me not be street
But
smart.
from my own experience, because I also got married as a virgin, I didn't have any sexual relationship before marriage. So now this topic is getting sweeter because now you never had any experience. I also didn't have any experience. It is not your fault that you didn't have any experience. It's a beautiful thing. We lost her, but she'll come in. She'll come in again. Yeah, it's a beautiful experience to keep yourself. I'm telling you, virginity is a virtue. I decided I was not going to mess up with my life as a young lady. That's the truth. And it pays me because my husband appreciates it forever. He is so proud of me. Welcome back, Noble. He's so proud of me because I was able to keep myself. So the issue really is not even your fault. Because you were going through violence by your husband, it doesn't mean it is your fault. I think it is your husband who had issues. Do you understand me? So, sincerely speaking, I still see no fault in you keeping yourself. No, I didn't know anything. Tomorrow's session, I'll share my own. I didn't know anything about marriage, about sex, about anything. I didn't know anything. I was so naive. But now in marriage, oh, I am good. Yes, I am good. This is what I'm so proud of. Husband enjoys me well. I enjoy my husband. So it is not even your fault for not knowing anything about marriage. So why is he older than you? Is it not to put you through? Why is he your husband? Is it not to guide you? Do you understand now, Hygie? Sincerely speaking, a good woman. I still respect you. Give you that kudos for keeping yourself. I love that. I love that decision. Thank you. Please, there's another one.
Yeah.
It says, collection of money from wife. Is it a form of domestic abuse? Oh, IJ's network is cracking. Somebody said he said the man is a sheep in human clothing. He's not a true Christian. He has no or little value for self-esteem. You understand now? So it's not even about you, it's about him now. Because I can't imagine an adult beating an adult. I can't imagine an adult using verbal abuse on another adult, even on a child. It's not accepted. not to talk about an adult. You don't shame a child. You don't. It's not even accepted. Child abuse is real. We don't even allow that in parenting. Talk less of marriage. Noble, we need your message. We need your words. We're enjoying you. This network, I cause bad network in Jesus' name. IJ said she traveled, so the place where she is, that's what the challenge is now. The network is breaking. She's based in US. Okay, thank you. Come in again. I've been waiting for you. Welcome back. We're enjoying you, don't worry. We're enjoying you. Shame to the network, not us here. Thank you.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, so like I said, please do not get me wrong. That's really not a criteria. You don't have to go live a wild life. You know, there's a lot of negative consequences to that. I am proud of the decision I made. It was just all his fault. It was all his ignorance. It wasn't really, he didn't really understand. He threw away what God gave him, basically. You know, it's not in any way, I'm not saying it's my fault, but what I'm just saying is the fact that there are certain things I would have known, certain foundation I would have gotten that would have really helped me to overcome certain challenges. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like I was always so I was always somebody that was, very soft-hearted, always crying. Like I'm not that kind of person where somebody would be like, I will change them for you, or those kind of a thing. You know, I wasn't that strong-willed.
So he just decided to cheat on you.
So when
he's missing now. He's missing.
Exposed.
This beautiful-hearted lady.
I was somebody.
This network is cracking again. Okay, I think she's here.
So that was understand the whatever. At some point, I started spiritual problem, and then whenever he comes back from work, he's always like upset. He's always angry.
The network is cracking. Oh, see your message. We love this thing. Okay, you don't know. The devil is a liar. How many people are being delivered with this now? It is a fumble on any man to lift his hand on any woman. It's a shame on the person. Have I not offended my husband? I have many times. I have. It's not even because you offended or anything. He has no excuse of abusing you. Never. No excuse for that. Hi, Jay. There's another one here. He says, okay, we didn't get the answer you gave on collection of money from wife. I've gotten so many cases of that the husband will just come and say, give me the money that you have earned, or maybe collect the ATM card and withdraw the whole money and now give the wife something. Is it what do you have to say about joint accounts, about collection of money? Not even just collection of money from salary from his wife. Oh God. Did you hear me? Hi, Jay. This network is fumbling. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think she's lost. So I'm trying to reach out to her on my phone. Let me see what is happening. Oh, before I continue, let me add some little things. She has told us, I've never experienced domestic violence. Honestly, I've never experienced it. But to those who are listening to us now, sincerely speaking, domestic violence is not a pleasant thing. And let me quickly tell the young adults, the singles, please and please know yourself. I'm just reiterating the points she has given. Know yourself. Do some self-acclamations, self-proclamations, self-affirmations. It is not until a man says, I love you, that you should know that you are being loved. No. In fact, as you are listening to me, I would like you to say, I love myself. Look into the mirror, look at yourself, say it many times. I love you. I love you. I love this woman I'm seeing. I love this nose. I love these ears. I love these scars on my face. I love these scars on my body. Yes, it is not your fault that you had any scar. Did you put it there? Life can happen to anyone, so all those things could happen. You are beautiful. You are wonderfully made. So if you are single, listen to me well. You have had a story. Don't ever think because a man says, I love you, that's what will make you to be acceptable to him. No. It's a no. He can love you. I love you is an expression. It is not it's not an affirmation from him to you. It's not even a justification for the marriage. And everybody can love. Anybody can say, I love you. So that is not what we are saying. Do you understand me? And if nobody is saying, I love you to you, say it to yourself. Say it to yourself that you love yourself. And please, even though I'm not an advocate of divorce, but my point, there is no woman who deserves to die in marriage because of domestic violence. You need fresh air. You need to know what to do. You need fresh air. Leave that place first. Leave that place. You need to be healthy for your children. When you say you keep enduring, the animal in him will keep growing. The animal in that man, it will keep growing. You are feeding the ego. You are feeding the beast. You can just excuse yourself until you know what to do. Don't say, because of my children, I am staying. Even those children are having psychological abuse. Seeing their father beating their mother, do you think it's a wonderful experience? I've seen many children talk to me, many teenagers talk to me about their father beating their mother. They don't want it. They cry in silence. So what I'm just telling you, I'm advising you, you need a place where you can think. You need a place you can go to the hotel, go and rest. I don't advise going back to your family house. No. Going back to your parents? No. No, because you won't be able to think. They will feed you with anything they want you to do. So I am not in support of going back to your family or going back to your friends. No. Get a mentor who can speak to you, who can help you, who doesn't know, who will not have an influence or a negative influence on you. Do you understand what I'm saying now? You need somebody that can help you. I've seen so many people, in fact, oh God, I've seen so many people that are in domestic violence. It's not safe for you. It's not safe for you. It's not safe for you. Only God knows what IJ went through. Because she won't be able to say, I even give her kudos. She might not be able to say everything as she experienced it. When I was doing the advert, I did a broadcast today. So many people reached out to me that they are victims, but they don't know what to do. Now listen to me. You need to pray. You need to pray. See, the heart of the king and the chief and every human being is in the hand of God. Every animal can be tamed. Every animal can be tamed. The same thing, that man can be tamed. I've seen changed men. Yes, I've seen. And we have lost IJ. I'm trying to communicate back to. I just pray that IJ is fine. Is fine. You are fine in Jesus' name. You have shared this. Yeah, it's a no going back to you. You are fine in the name of Jesus. Speak peace into you, because I saw her shaking too. It is well. Like, I always get messages when I do programs for for women, especially on this domestic violence. Now, some men will say, what about them that are going through domestic violence? Fine. Honestly speaking, there are men that are going through traumas. Yes, it is real. It's not all women that are mothers that are real wives. There are so many men that are just there swallowing it up. Sincerely speaking, all you need first thing to do is have a place of thinking. Have a separate place where you can go and think and rest your head, because you can't do it alone. Get helpers, not your friend. Your friends will support you. His friends will support him. I just said, get a mentor. And I'm also saying it, I'm supporting her statement. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Speak to that mentor. I just will come back. Thank you. Don't worry, the devil is a liar. That means even the unspoken words from you is being said into the hearts of the people. Thank you, IJ. You're welcome. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? This is a strong woman I'm seeing. Hi, Jay, can you hear me? If you can hear me, I was just admonishing some of the men too that are going through domestic violence, even though the ratio of men are more than the women. So that's what I was saying before you came in now. And I want you to say it from your own mouth now, because I've never experienced it. And it won't be like, oh, IJ is gone again, IJ is going again. Okay, let me continue from my point. On collection of money, because of that question was not answered before the network went up. Collection of money from wife. Her and my husband will do a joint account, fine. But do you know that marriage is a mutual relationship? It is not a command. Marriage is not a commandment. You don't say, where's your salary? Oh, see, a man that is not secured mentally will do that. You think it is money that makes you a husband? Because the woman earns money or earns more money? No, it's not because of that. You are a husband because you are a husband, because of what you have upstairs. You are a man because of what you have upstairs. I've seen many men, I've had it, not seen, I've had it, going to steal from their wife's bag. What a shame on a man. Why can't you go and work? If this work is not enough, the present work more. Why must you now violate your or abuse your wife mentally, psychologically, or even physically? No. Me, from my own perspective, a man who is a man and a man enough will never abuse his wife, because wives, we are helpmeet to our husbands. And because we are helpmates does not mean we are subordinates. We are not subordinates. Do you know the meaning of helpmate? Help meet. Help meet. Our husband is there. My husband is my head. I agree totally. But I'm the neck. I'm the neck. Is my head. Fine, but I'm the neck. If I'm not standing well, his headship cannot stand well. Yes, that's part of the self-discovery that we need to have. Can a man tell me that I am like a rag? It won't even have any effect on me. That's what she was trying to explain to us, that we need a self-affirmation, self-discovery. How can a man be saying you are worth nothing, that a rag is even better than you? So if you need a mentorship, I don't mind. You can send me a DM. You can send me a direct message. We'll see how we can work things out. If it's prayer, we'll pray. If it's to advise you, to encourage you, fine, we'll do that. We'll do that. And if it's beyond me, I have so many other mentors too that are in this, that are into marriage, and they also have a happy home, not just coaching by certificate. My own coaching is by experience. When I say I'm a family coach, I'm a marriage coach. I know about the pleasantness of marriage. I am enjoying my home. So you can get a mentor. Speak out. Don't die in silence. Speak out. Speak up. What are you experiencing? Say it out. Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Let's know what. In fact, once you begin to share it, you are beginning to have your solutions. Somebody said, man, marriage is so deep that meets the eye. Marriage is deep. Yes, it's deep. But when you meet your man, when you meet your wife, you enjoy it. I'm a perfect example of a pleasant marriage. I'm telling you, I enjoy. My husband will be here tomorrow. By God's grace, he will tell you. He will share. Don't worry. He won't preach. He won't preach it to you, but he will speak to you. You will see it. He will share his experience. We both love ourselves. So, if you are listening to me, you are a man. You need to develop. Like, marriage is more than being arrogant to your wife. I am the head. I am the head. All those ones there. It's because you are. It's because you yourself. You are not sure of your stand. That's why you want to brag. Let me use the vernacular language. You are not braggadoing your wife for what? A man who is a man would do that. And I had a statement some time ago. It said, because a man is psychologically tortured by his wife, that's why they give it hot back to the wives. Can't you be a man enough? So if a colleague of yours give you hot in the office, you give it back to your colleague, a lady, you give it back hot. Come on. Is it because you see your wife that is so gentle? Is that why? That's not an excuse. Domestic violence is not. There's no excuse for domestic violence. Never. Oh, my moderator is here. Thank you. I know she's good in this aspect I'm talking about. Njawale Ayedeyemi, thank you for coming. Thank you. She's here. Thank you for coming. Hi, good
How are
afternoon, good
you?
evening, good morning.
How was
It's
work
good.
today? I know it's work that delayed you. Hajj has been Hajj has been telling us her experience. So I've talked about some points. Can you also come in? Can you also come in about this domestic violence I'm talking about? Domestic violence, the
Okay,
phobia for marriage, how to go about it.
okay, domestic violence for a number of people. Given the statistics that we have in recent times seen people who have lost their lives actually because they decided that they would change the man. Sometimes we want to do the job of the Holy Spirit. We can see these signs, we can see these things playing out during courtship or when we are still single, but we just believe that, he will change over time, not knowing that the things that we see during courtship will actually amplify over a zillion times during marriage. And sometimes we overlook these red flags and we still head over into marriage and then we start to suffer abuse. But then now, in marriage, domestic violence, what's the way out? One thing I believe that we have to do is to acknowledge it. I know that we have faith, we want to have Christian marriages, we want to have the model marriages that we talk about, but first you have to acknowledge that there is a challenge, and with acknowledgement comes solution. And while preferring solutions to it, you need to seek help. Across various platforms, if you sometimes you get group notifications of people saying they had domestic violence, and well-meaning people will say that pray about it. Hey, if the best thing to do is just to pray and to commit it into God's hands. Fantastic, beautiful. The question is, is it that they did not pray about it while they were single? And if at all during marriage and they are still praying about it, you need practical solutions. Someone who is in the grave will not actually be around to pray about it. One thing you have to do is to safeguard your life. When it becomes abusive, you need to get a counselor, speak to somebody. Do not die in silence. In most times, it is when one party has lost his or her life, we begin to hear details, begin to hear that, oh, it has been going on. Neighbors begin to give. We don't want these media trials. The next statistics shouldn't be you. You shouldn't be on the next big headline because you want to make your marriage work, because you don't want to embarrass your husband or you don't want to embarrass your wife. Take the bull, but you need help. The first thing you need to acknowledge is acknowledge that you need help and go for it. Go and get it. The aspect of embarrassment or third party depends on who you now approach for help. How vast is this person that you're going to? Is this person an authority in this field? You can have domestic violence issues in marriage or have issues in marriage generally, and you're going to someone who is equally suffering the same thing. It would just be like you sharing ideas during tutorials, like, oh, when he slapped me, I bumped. If I see me, I jumped on him. This one said, no, the last time. You people are just sharing tutorial ideas. You're not actually creating a solution. So get someone who is in authority, someone who actually knows, someone who models what they are saying. And when I say model what they are saying, it is not that somebody comes all nice, you see pictures everywhere, you see videos all lovey-dovey, and then when they get to their own house, they are worse than even you. So mind the people, research deeply, thoroughly, the people that you want to see as mentors in your marriage. Have people that you are accountable to. You as the woman, have someone that can actually call you to order. As the man, have someone that can call you to order. You see, when you marry someone who has no accountability figure, you've married a dangerous person, because he's just on a roller coaster. Whatever he wants to do, he will do. Whatever she wants to do, she will do. Whatever they want to say, they will say. There's nobody to call them to order. Some will even tell you, even if you call God, I will not change my mind. Imagine. So that means there's really nobody that can help you in that situation. Make sure that your spouse
your partner has an accountability figure. If you're not married yet, please ensure that. And even while you're married, you can still work towards it. Please, domestic violence is not something you sweep under the carpet. You don't make excuses for them. You don't say, oh, he did it. They will always apologize. Oh, yeah. The apologies will come. Oh, it was the devil. And then the devil comes again in 2 weeks. It was the devil. Then the devil. And sometimes the devil is just chilling somewhere else, creating havoc somewhere else, and doesn't have any business in your
And
home.
the beast keeps being fed.
Exactly. Take the bulls, get help. You see, there's this cliche of, I don't want third party in my home. I don't want third party in my marriage. And you are suffering. By the time the worst happens, 10 parties will gather. Trust me. 10 parties. Look at it.
Yeah, let's see if she can talk now. If our network is good. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Oh,
My apologies. I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry, it's the network. Don't worry. That one is not your fault. Don't worry. We'll still love to bring you up again. We'll love to bring you up again. Don't worry. And this thing we must resolve it. You know, this issue of domestic violence, we must resolve it. Please, can you talk to my people now? I have a lot of male and female listening now. They have phobia for marriage. Honestly, they have fear because, you know, it's just like if someone has seen his uncle suffering in marriage, he has the fear of going into marriage. It's not only a man that abuses a woman, even wives, women too can do it. Please, can you talk to both genders? Let them know how to deal with the phobia of marriage.
Okay. So what I want to say is this, right? If you have marriage phobias, you're not whatever it's, anything, any kind of fear. People have their different fears. It's okay, but the problem is don't stay there, right? So the fact that maybe your parents' marriage do not work.
It doesn't mean your marriage will not work.
The marriage between
your parents,
your mom and spiritual head, and you see the way their marriage is going, or you see your parents married, doesn't mean your marriage will not work. Okay, even the matter, it doesn't, because a lot of people kind of like feel disappointed when they feel like, my parents' marriage, I don't like what I'm seeing. I cannot, I don't, I'm afraid. Maybe they have like a role model, or they have somebody who they are looking up to, and they see, if you just remove those phobias, okay? Do not use it of marriage not working. There are people who are so, regardless of the fact that, you're hearing news, you're hearing stories of domestic violence. Mr. A divorced the wife, this one killed the husband, this and this is happening on social media everywhere. All these things are meant to bring fear. All these things are meant to make you be like, oh my goodness, can I even marry? Like have this marriage.
This network is really breaking.
Yeah.
Hi, Jay. The network is really breaking. We'll see what we can do. This topic, in fact, now that IJ has spoken of, we will get many more people to come and speak on domestic violence. Like the experience, we'll do it. We'll do it up. This one has opened our eyes that we need more people to speak up. We need them because a lot of our youths are they're afraid of getting married. You see men of 45 not yet married, not because they don't want to marry, but because of that phobia they've experienced through their parents. They've experienced their parents fighting, their uncles fighting. They read everything on social media. See, I would like to advise you, social media is not a critique, it's not a place, it's not a criteria for you to get solution to marriage problem. No. See, social media has a lot of fake identities. So don't base your marriage life or anything on social media. Do you understand? I wouldn't want to take time more than this. Thank you for coming to stay with us, to watch us. The network today really, about me, I'm not bothered though. This one just opened up and it opened us to another level that we need to expose this thing, this menace, this evil thing, domestic violence. So we are going to bring it up again. This network has just jarred me, has just pushed me to another level. By God's grace, I'll put up a notification on when and how we're going to do it. But definitely it will come up again. To come up again. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day. My husband, Pastor Victor Jobie, will be coming up live. I told you that it's our 9 years of marriage. We've been Mama Wale is dancing. Yeah, let the people see your dance. Wow, you know. So my husband will
come. We can't wait to get you on the hot seat.
Don't worry, I'll be ready for you. I hope you permit us to stay in the same place so that I will look at his face before I answer your question. This woman, I know you are set. That's to show you how she's set. Tomorrow, we are going to be very real, practical, no lies. Whatever we will not share it. But sincerely speaking, because God has called this for us, because this is an assignment for us, we are going to be very real. We are going to teach you what you need to know. Whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you are experiencing issues, whether you are not, we have to learn from ourselves. You also, I know you'll be here to share some better things that we can also improve on. You know, we're also learning about marriage.
I saw the
100 years in marriage. Yeah.
I like the kissy part. Hope we'll see kissy tomorrow.
If you allow us to broadcast from the same place, he will do it from his office tomorrow. But if you want it, to kiss my husband, you know now, trust me, anywhere is my husband. I said I didn't mess up my single days. So anything in marriage, I am the one that has the right to do it anywhere now. Decency is expected.
You are taking it personal. Calm down. And we are not dragging with you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful. So let's just call it a day today. Let's call it a day. Viewers are very sorry on behalf of the network. We're sorry. So tomorrow is going to be wonderful. I'm going to be using different networks to stream. So when one is disappointing, we'll switch to the other by God's grace. So, Madam, thank you for joining. I'm grateful. I love you so much. Thank you. So, my viewers, let's call it a day. I enjoy this conversation today. God bless you. Tomorrow again, next time, 5 p.m. in Burkina Faso, Ghana, and its environs. You are in Nigeria, UK, it's 6 p.m. So till then, woo, God bless you.